All right. Victor
opting to go
with the nasty Platera Dark. Standard body press, nasty Smeargle, safety goggles, Raging Bolt, and Rillaboom.
away from the deck here in that Smeargle. Really
Versus my boy Justin Tang.
Two different Pokemon.
When you look at the Groudon damage entered a lot of times earlier this season, but could this be the air? But before that, we need to get into Justin.
Running Groudon when he freaking hates Groudon, which is so funny. Like I've seen Justin complain so much about Groudon. Like I've seen him complain so much about Groudon. This is really funny. This is round 7.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. Where it's like kind of one of those things that seems like it should have worked better in this format than it has. Where Groudon,
I love
the
jump bluff.
You get
playing on Sleep Powder, you nasty.
all these Pokemon with a nice synergy with these Sonic rings with that Drought.
Groudon eats Koridons, doesn't it? I mean, if it Terras, if the CC still 2 shots. If it doesn't Terra Fire Flare, but it's Okos. Might have been one of the Smeargles. I know Smeargle in day 2 was nasty, apparently.
Probably any opposing traders that have the...
It's useful in this format because it feeds more as well. It has got that as many used to see.
See what we got.
Number of other moves, you kind of
yeah, we're going to get started. Let's see Justin lead off with the Raging Bolt and the Chi.
Justin's a good guy. Good friend.
Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and that Incineroar.
Should be a lot of fun here. It's a very aggressive lead kind of for Justin, even though we don't see either of the restricted Pokemon. We do see a lot of potential damage from these two Pokemon, and it's kind of a cool spot, right? Where how aggressively do you want to play it? Do you try and like maybe go for an attack with these Pokemon? You assume Groudon.
Damn, look how aggressively Victor about to play. No fake out, just parting shotting plus protecting.
You're activating Raging Bolt ability or increasing the fire damage to the Chi-Yu, but also dangerous to their side. You don't want to make it easier for that Calyrex to be going, and then Incineroar is very threatening with its support moves.
Yeah, and that's the thing where the Chi-Yu has the option to go for that terrestrialization.
That boy is clicked protect. Yep, protect. Yep. Protect again.
And then go for those big powerful snarls, maybe dog calls into that Calyrex. But we are just seeing the protect here. Victor want to scout out what the Chi-Yu locks into, and it will be that heat wave. Incineroar not really going to worry about that too much.
Get your chip and then get your chip with Raging Bolt.
Return back with a choice of his own, but the Thunderbolt coming into that slot. Big
damn, Para
on top. So Justin really taking the opportunity when it is presented. Get some big damage onto this.
Okay, so I mean we know now that this is a physically defensive Incineroar. Look how much that Thunderbolt Life Orb did. No sun. Holy crap. I know it's next to Chi-Yu though, obviously, but I assume this is more physically defensive than special defensive.
Come out, no paralysis this time, getting a nice bit of chip onto the Chi-Yu.
Yo, Jump Bluff is a nasty mon.
Which is going to be all important to getting around this really threatening Pokemon. And it looks like the Smeargle going to be entering the field. Another Pokemon with that active fake out, going to be able to maybe use it this time. It wasn't utilized on the Incineroar the turn before because of the options maybe there that were maybe going to let it fail.
Yeah, Moody not doing too much there. The reduced defense not going to matter against the special attacking Pokemon, and neither will the special attack boost. Victor locking it pretty quickly here, kind of cycling in. Didn't get such a great trade in the first turn, but now going to see if he can perhaps get a position to start getting some boost on this Calyrex, because it is a very Calyrex-based composition that we see from it.
Well, we talked about the jump bluff, and now it does.
What up, Phil?
The Chi-Yu leaves once more, and just to protect all around here from the Raging Bolt, the Calyrex going for a protect.
Nintendo,
and the Smeargle going for the Spore, but really nice switch there from Justin to be able to get that Pokemon in, has that immunity to it again.
I thought that boy got a speed boost immediately. I was like, oh shit.
Moody boost there with that special attack. It's not going to be too handy this time around.
Yeah, 4 levels of increased special attack there. Unfortunately, Smeargle feeling special, but not able to show everyone how special that it is. Great switch there. Avoiding the Spore, and now we're sort of in an interesting situation where you're theoretically threatening an Encore and 2 moves that maybe you don't get locked into, but Smeargle will have the option of taking a Follow Me in order to try to avoid getting the poor Calyrex locked into Encore and the Protect.
Well, it is the Groudon that comes to the field, and with it, we'll bring that Drought ability, summoning the Sun and activating that Chlorophyll ability, and the Encore coming out. No Follow Me from the Smeargle, punishing that Calyrex. It will be locked into the Protect.
Beautiful, beautiful plays. But Spore into Groudon is free too.
Perhaps trading a Spore for that?
Maybe for that, yes. Probably a worthwhile one, because now you can maybe switch that Groudon out of the field, get something a little bit more effective. You can come in and maybe utilize that jump bluff now to go for the Spore into the Smeargle.
Yeah, kind of a tough match for restricted Pokemon here. Calyrex going.
Damn, that President's Blade looked good as hell too. Do you still do paid coaching, or am I living in 2019? If I had time, I would still do paid coaching. But yes, that was a long time ago, my friend. I have 7 draft games this week to play, so no. Maybe in the future I'll open it up again. That shit was a lot of work though.
You have to leave battle, but at least, hasn't been too... Well, you really don't have to switch it out here, but instead, Justin Tang's out of the field as well. You see the sleeping Groudon. So, the restricted Pokemon is late. There's 2 very offensively gifted, non-restricted Pokemon there with the Raging.
God, look at all these. Yeah, I have 7 draft games.
To the Chi-Yu, but let's see how Justin tries to play this. Do you slow play it, try to leave the Groudon out, maybe eat some sleep turns so that later in the match Groudon can do something offensively? You don't want it just to be bait for Calyrex later on if you can avoid it.
Well, to not leave it a sitting duck on the field, it does leave, and in place of it will come out the Incineroar. We'll be able to drop an Intimidate, which is quite useful onto the Groudon if that does stick around on the field for Justin, and lowering that physical damage coming out. The Encore coming out from the jump up now into the Smeargle and really shutting that option down for the foreseeable, as it is.
I mean, I'm in 4. Technically 5 starts 1 more in a week.
The big important thing here is that Groudon does take a guaranteed sleep turn, so the next turn does have the chance to wake up. But the interesting thing with
doesn't matter too much.
It's got +4 in its speed now. That's 2 speed boosts it's had, so it's going to be maybe outspeeding that.
If he wakes up here, this could be a kill.
Yeah, sure to get the chance to attack. This board's going to fail because ground can't wake up yet, but now it's a threat you have to deal with, right? You don't want to risk having ground and wake up, get slept again. So the sleep powder is going to go down.
Okay.
Able to sleep, but we've already seen this Incineroar lock in a flare.
I'll sleep
I don't
soon.
think Jumpluff's going to like that at all.
Not at all, and with that forward claw.
Ah, wake up would have been fired. Does he get a full para though?
It is targeted like we see here.
Okay,
It will
but
go
like,
down, boosted by the sun, and then easy
I will
knockout,
say
and
positionally,
it's
this is
able to
still
take
really good because you got the encore on the Atmon at least, and then. And now Groudon has burnt enough turns. They drop lane plus. Fears are needed to decompress with after a long day of BS.
Big
Hey.
disruptive threat on just inside while the Groudon.
I mean, that's still open on Pokeaim and D as well. You just got both.
But it is going to pressure whatever comes back onto the field. There's a Calyrex in the back, Victor still asleep, and another moody boost, a defense boost here as well. This Smeagol's getting all the right boosts right now.
Yeah, now it's a sort of a delicate spot where neither of Justin's remaining Pokemon have any way to avoid being put to sleep by that spore. So
yeah, Tony, we're only on day 1. We're not even up to day 2 yet.
It's not quite the setup you're looking for maybe if you're trying to get Calyrex in, so we're not going to see it.
Raging Bolt's pretty free.
But yeah, Smeagol, you know,
Big
it's
Zop.
an awkward spot, having pinned down by the jump up the whole
Oh,
time, but
much love, fam.
sort of controlling the battlefield.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, as soon as the Smeagol does wake up, if it can get through these sleep turns, it is going to be a real disruptive force for Victor to be able to put a real pin on Justin, because you can automatically just put the Groudon back to sleep, you can put that Raging Bolt to sleep, you don't really need to worry about the threats. And then you've got the
Justin is on the back leg, but if he wakes up, that presses blade would be nasty. Damn, these sleep turns are nasty. Good luck in your draft finals.
From the Raging Bolt into that Smeagol, it is going to take it down to its stash, so all we need now is Justin's Groudon potentially wake up here this next turn, get an attack off, but that encore has ended, and another speed boost for the Smeagol with that move.
Damn, these speed boosts are nasty, bro.
In the trailer, it's like, you know what, I can go pretty fast too. I don't even need a card.
We just needed to wake up this next turn.
If Smeagol wakes up here, that's
Prevent
heinous.
that Raging Bolt from being effective, but the Groudon now will wake up. We've had that 3 guaranteed sleep turns, so we know what's coming out. The Groudon is going to be able to go for an attack, potentially remove the Smeagol, which is going to
You gotta land the presses blades,
See
buddy.
the body press come out again. Oh, it's a huge knockout. You would have thought from the original damage that it would have been able to take that.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Yo, and then Smeagol's gonna wake up next turn and just go for Spore and Raging Bolt, so you can't even spread move with Chi. You gotta overheat crit.
Victor capitalizing on the position with the body press and removing the Groudon.
That'd be fire.
Not only that, but he's also going to wear off this turn.
That's such a whack crit. Damn.
Attacks, and suddenly things are looking pretty bleak here. Smeagol's going to have a chance to wake up for this.
Why is Victor still getting speed boosts while asleep? That's crazy.
To bother targeting without those speed boosts, and could have ended up a little different situation here. And the critical hit, would have likely led to a situation where without it, this Smeagol maybe would have got knocked out. This Zamazenta would have been weakened, and now it's tough. Justin Tang down to 2 Pokemon without Groudon getting preserved there. She's going to have to lock into 1 move for the rest of the game, and I think it was looking like he might get an advantage here in this first game of the set.
Yeah, especially with that Shadow Rider Calyrex at the back, if you can kind of deal with that Chi.
Chi doesn't run Flamethrower either. It runs Dark Pulse, Snarl, Overheat, and Heat Wave.
This matchup, so it's all about the Smeagol now. If the Smeagol wakes
That's
up,
so
can
rough.
really disrupt with this 4 into either one of these targets on just the side of the field, it can be the difference to swing the game. We are just seeing a protect from the Zamazenta here. Just wants to check out what.
Hey Blackhawk, I saw that you picked up the merch, bro. Appreciate you. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna send you a little thank you video probably later this week.
And it is the overheat that the Chi locked into in that Zamazenta, so we know what single target attack, which is actually pretty big information now that you know you've got that Calyrex in the back, and there's no threat of those dog type attacks.
And there's no Terra yet either, so if you want Zacan Terra,
With only 2 Pokemon remaining like this, you have no way to reset your special attack.
just follow me plus kill.
But now Chi is going to have to use overheat this turn, so a follow me would allow it to reduce special attack by 2 levels just to take the 1
Hey, much love, fam.
Okay, there's no way I'm getting out of this one. And
Dude, that was really brutal.
Pretty decisive win by Victor in the end.
Yeah.
Like with a President's Blaze, that could be a different game.
And really kind of dictated by the Moody Boost and how powerful that is.
Because like Raging Bolt
all the credit to Smeagol
isn't
too,
slept,
it did have a big sway in that game,
and Chiyu has a lot of potential into Calyrex at the end. That's a rough game 1, man. That's the game we play though.
The trade-off there is his Pokemon from that one Smeagol, because Justin was to this stat by 1. So in theory, Smeagol's staying.
The sleeps are whatever, right? The crit is what mattered.
And Victor staying with the tried and tested Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and the Incineroar.
I'm not too shocked to see no adjustments from Justin's side of the field there. While he lost that first game, you probably feel like, hey, if the rolls had gone a more statistically probable way, maybe I could have won that one anyway. We think.
Oh, I mean, I'm not like
big double target on the Incineroar, right? Where first Justin had the luck.
Trying to be neutral, even though Justin's my friend. There's the fake out.
We do see the fake out into the Chi neutralization and followed up
Strong damage as well. This is gonna do so much to Raging Bolt.
That is a huge knockout onto the Raging Bolt.
That's Calyrex. That only died because of Calyrex's ability. Holy crap.
Flinched by that fake out and a great.
So obviously the reason that didn't happen last turn is Chiyu could Terra Ghost to avoid that. So then Calyrex goes down. So because you're 1 up, it's okay. I think Victor felt okay with risking that potential Terra Ghost.
In there boost already from this life all boosted Calyrex.
I think noteworthy there is that you're probably like, oh no, another critical hit, but no, that did not show up there. That was non-critical hit damage, very offensively oriented Raging Bolt. We saw the benefits of that last game. We did an incredible amount of damage to the Incineroar, but this time taking an incredible amount of damage for that Calyrex. That's a really big knockout here.
Incine's gonna die.
Tang is in trouble, in danger of getting that first loss of the tournament.
Yeah,
this President's Blade plus Heat Wave gonna send Incineroar flying. Come on, there's a Groudon. If you don't send it flying, why are you even here?
See the Heat Wave locked in too. Not going to be once again very effective into this Incineroar. Going to take minimal damage, but now has to contend.
Minimal damage.
And it is a high horsepower.
Oh, and a high horsepower. power too, right into it. Beautiful. After presses his blades. Okay, the comeback is still now.
To support this Calyrex.
You have wide guard support though.
The tight matchup here is truly awful, although the wide guard support would be beneficial. You know, the Chi Yu is locked into his red move. Going to be Smeargle instead. And one thing to keep in mind as well, that Chi Yu is dishing out all this damage. Its ability is also
Heat crash into Calyrex would be big though.
The damage from Calyrex on its partner Pokemon was probably necessary in the knockout we saw the first turn. And now with the boosted level of special attack as well for this Calyrex.
Do you call it Terra Fire and Heat crash into?
Assault Vest or no?
No, especially after the boost, like you say. But Chi Yu wanting to get out of the fray is switching.
Does Heat crash kill
A bit
Calyrex?
of an adaptation. The jumper is going to make its way onto the field now. Terrestrialization going to be locked in. From
You have to Heat crash, right? That's what I thought. Terra Fire, Heat crash.
I'm going to have that fire type terrestrialization boosting those fire type attacks. It does have the Heat crash. Could be quite threatening if you don't.
That'll smoke Calyrex.
Especially if it's into this Calyrex. You're going to see the wide guard though. What does the ground unlock into? If it's that Precipice Blaze, it is not going to land this turn. And Master Barrage in return, but boosted by that Beat of Rune anymore. Now the Chi Yu's off the field. Into the ground on Zon.
Dude, what is this set?
And taking advantage of the opportunities that are being presented.
Dude,
that time we do see the critical hit, and I'm certain that critical hit did matter. That we don't get to see what Justin locked into. You'd assume with the fire terrestrialization that was probably a heat crash that would perhaps have knocked out that Calyrex in a single blow. So maybe would have
And
been
then you
a
just
really nice
sleep the other one and you have
Chi
Chi-Yo.
Looking pretty decisive 2-0 lead for Victor here. I don't know how these poor Pokemon are going to be able to
That
come
was
back from
so
this deficit.
whack. Oh my god, what a set.
Doesn't it? I mean, you've got the jump left here. It is going to be the fastest thing on the field with that stun up with chlorophyll. You can utilize.
Sometimes
that.
people do use Wake,
However,
but
this Smeagol could just go for the follow me here and just completely protect the Calyrex. You've still got to be careful around the Snarl, and maybe that's what
I've seen it like
maybe
once
a
or
single
twice,
target
but it
in the
worked.
Smeargle can encore the Calyrex. You get stuck with the last two Pokemon. I'll be a sleep powder instead, so potentially even better. But we'll have to see what the Chi Yu opts to do here.
It is going to be the heat wave that it locks into, and it is just going to be into the protect. Does it land with the Smeagol? It looks like it will just be into the protect there for the wide guard.
Bro's getting up and saying good game before forfeiting.
Astral Barrage coming out, and it will be enough.
The game isn't done, and Justin just walked away. Shook his hand, gave him back the team sheet.
Pick up the knockout on both these Pokemon. This is such a quick turnaround and a very, very convincing win from Victor Medina.
I mean, that's just what you see sometimes in this format, right? The power of these Pokemon is so overwhelming, and you know, one little mess up, or in this case,
that was rough, man.
Rules, and the game could snowball so hard. It's why Calyrex
Good sports.
Shadow Rider has been the most used restricted Pokemon all season long.
Good sports.
Where, if you give it an inch, it takes a mile.
Yeah, and I think in particular when we're not talking about the critical hits.
That was some nasty luck.